Welcome to Board Game Batcave. This week's edition is going to be a review of Smash Up, the base game, plus one or two expansions that we've talked about or played in the past. And first of all, we'll introduce ourselves. I am Chris.
I am Gil.
Hey everybody, it's Mike.
And we're the faithful three who's here every week to bring you the latest and greatest board games. You know how hard it is to play games and keep up with y'all every week, but we are willing to take that sacrifice.
It's a priority thing.
Why don't we just start out with our traditional four categories of components, theme, gameplay, and replayability. And who wants to start?
Mike wants to start first. Throw your curveball.
You did. It's a big curveball. So I'm going to start us out with Smash Up, and I'm going to start talking about the components. Card game, or not basically, this is a card game. So the components are cards. The artwork is really cool. It's vibrant, it's colorful, it's comic book-esque, and I think they did a great job with the art itself. The cards are big enough. There's a lot of text on some of them, but it's still not a struggle to fit it on there and make it work out okay and everything. So they're basic average playing card size, but it gets the job done. And beyond that, you have some chits to keep up with your points, but those are real basic also, and that is it. But that's all you really need. So does it do the job? Yes. Is it a whole bunch? Not really. Is it overwhelming? Not at all. Does it look good? Yes. So it checks a lot of the boxes that you're looking for, but it's nothing that's just over the top, which brings it in at a 7.5.
I guess I'm going next.
Sure.
That's kind of where I'm at on it. It's the artwork's great. It's a skinnable game, which I mean by that it's basically the same cards in each faction. You just
Mike and I were discussing that this morning. It's like, it seemed like there is the equivalent of each card almost, and something. Now you may have, but the way I explained it, it's like, okay, everything is kind of the same per army. It's called something different or whatever. Mm-hmm. One may be bunnies, one may be Martians. But I think in like their meeting, whenever they were coming up with this, they're like, but we've got to come up with one individual thing per army. They be small.
The robots have this thing where they allow you to get more and more robots out. It's like once you have one robot, all your robots become more powerful.
Well, we were discussing the ninja that you were playing last night, and I didn't have anything like that ninja ability. Yeah. But a lot of the cards were kind of...
The zombies allow you to pull out your discard deck.
Ooh, so that's cool.
They do try to kind of theme the factions a little bit, and I like that. I think that works pretty well. Every team is kind of balanced, but I have read where some of the Russian bear riding people are really strong and powerful. I don't know. I haven't got that thing. But anyway, I am just But it is just a card game, but it is done well. They even include in the box the little slots so you can have all your factions separated, even your bases separated from that, and then the area for enough expansions that have been out, because there's a lot of expansions that are out there. And I think it's got a collectible aspect to it, which allows people, even though it's just cards, to feel like they got to get more and more of them, components wise. And so I'm kind of right there. I'm going to go up to an 8 though, because I think that it's exceptionally well done for just a card game.
Yeah.
For the components, and so I'm going to go with an 8.
I'm going to base my score on I like the artwork. It's cool. I like that cartoony style. Well, I usually like that cartoony style. Some games it's not made for it. This is not the case. It looks good. Everything you're going to need on the card is, it's attack power or everything else. Now, y'all played this before, even at Gen Con last year and everything. This was my first time to play it last night when we played a couple of rounds. And I don't know if I want to include this on gameplay or in components. I guess it could be in one, because whenever you look at the card and the base card and the character cards and everything, there's a lot of rules and there's a lot of components on that card. like it's not just the attack, and it'd be like a dinosaur for my army or whatever. But it would have a block of text on there what that card can do. And if you're not familiar with this game, that I was constantly having to read everything on there, and everybody's cards were usually different.
Yeah.
And the component, I mean, I like how they put all that stuff on the card.
It's Munchkin-esque.
It is.
It's like you can add stacked cards on cards to make them more powerful.
And even if you're a game player like we all are and everything, I'm probably the lesser game player of y'all two. But it was a lot to take in. It was a lot to. I mean, you've got to. It's not complicated, but there's a lot of reading and keeping up with what everything did. So I like the artwork and I like the way it was set up, but everything they had to put on there, there was nothing wrong with it. It was just a lot going on per card. So I'm actually going to go 7.5. I like the game and I like the way it looked, but maybe they tried to do too much per card sometimes.
I think they had to almost.
They do.
Number of factions they have. To make them different.
So, you know, it would have been a different game if they would have dumbed it down a little bit. But like I said, a lot of rating for a card game in this. So 7.5 for me.
Right. So I think that allows us to go right into theme.
Theme. Okay, so the theme on this, basically you have different factions, or you might call them races, or you just, different groups that come out together, and you smash that up with another faction. So
Thus,
kind of reminiscent of Small World a little bit, and as far as bringing two different groups together, and then the gameplay itself then just goes back to the card game. So, but the theme works fine because gives you access to cyborg gorillas and aliens and the ninjas and robots and dinosaurs and on and on and on. So, I really
He's just not used to going first.
yeah, I don't know what to say as far as the theme is okay, but it's
Mike has one job. Throws his game
That's
off
right.
when he goes first.
I'm having a little trouble putting it into words, I guess, but I'm just saying the theme works just fine, but at the same time, the theme is almost endless because you're just picking a trait, basically, and you generate essentially the same cards for each group with one or two small tweaks in there to keep it different. So the theme works just fine, but then again, they could have gone with anything. And with all the expansions out there, there literally is just about anything out there. So for me, it's just kind of an open-ended theme that works fine, and that leaves me to 7.
All that build up. I was expecting a higher number. I think this game is all about the theme. You would not buy this game if it was just Army versus Navy or something like that. It's because you get to put together robot ninjas or trickster wizards or dinosaur zombies. I mean, that's the only reason anybody, I think, plays this game, really. And that's what definitely drew me to the game. Was that I thought, well, I want to see what happens when I get to, especially if you're in random and you're not allowed to pick your armies, you just kind of get them from them. So I think the theme is really what sells this game and what made it popular and what I enjoy about it, because I don't play this game for the card play.
Because the card play could really be anything. That's what I told Mike. You didn't have to flavor it up with 8 different
that's how
types of whatever.
That's how they sold this game over other games that do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's because the theme
Endless variety.
You might get to put pigs with monkeys. It's the theme that sells it. So I'm going to give the highest rating probably to the theme for me, and I'm going to go 8.5 on it.
I thought the thing was, okay.
Wow.
See, going last isn't so easy all the time either,
basically the theme of it is just you've got armies, and it is trying to conquer a base or whatever. And sure, you can mix up your 2 different types or whatever. at its heart, though, I mean, the theme of the game is just trying to subdue bases. And I mean, I didn't think it was all that, actually.
Well, I think that one, I don't like games that victory points is how you win, because that sucks right out of the theme. I don't feel like I'm in a story or anything. It's just like you have to get this many buttons to win the game. Why am I getting the buttons?
See, if anything, because I definitely think this game was more about the cards and the way it looked and the gameplay itself. And replayability is going to be a lot higher too. Actually, the theme is my lowest, what I'm going to score in this game. Because really, you know, it just, it didn't stand out anything at all for me.
Having robot ninja pirates?
I admit the combinations are cool, but that's a gameplay mechanic, you know.
No, it has nothing to do with gameplay.
This is you joining two armies together and using the power of the creature to try to capture a base. I've seen that done before.
That's the thing though, is getting to smash up two of those together.
Yeah.
To me it is.
We're gonna agree to disagree on that. I thought it was okay. I thought it was an interesting game or whatever, but that was not the make all be all for me. So I'm gonna go. I mean, it was still pretty cool. I'm gonna go 7 on it. It wasn't horrible, but I've seen that kind of thing before.
I feel like I have to.
Building a force. I'm trying to take over an area before somebody else. I've seen it a lot, you know.
Yeah, but usually I think I see it in video games more than I do in card games. But there you have it, our theme scores. So let's head on into gameplay.
I like the gameplay on this quite a bit. Even though this style of game is not usually my first go-to, but if you are going to play this kind of a game, then I like at least the chance of some in-your-face play. I want to be able to stymie my competitors. I like to be able to try to really throw a monkey wrench into what they've got going on, and this game does allow you to do that.
Make a cyborg gorilla.
And you have to be careful, you know. I mean, you got to kind of get it lined up and everything, but it does. I liked the ability for. A lot of times, to me, card games, you get zoned in on what you're doing only. And this card game, you are paying attention to what everybody else is doing also. And for me, anyways, you're trying to slow them down as well as work on your master plan too. So I really like the gameplay in this. It's probably the best aspect of this game for me. And for those reasons, I'm going to give the gameplay an 8.
And yeah, gameplay, I think, is very intricate. I think they spent a lot of time figuring out the mechanics of this game. But I think that's kind of what I don't like about it, is that it's, like you said, so much to read and so much to keep track of. And maybe that's what the purpose is to make you lose track of something so you get killed. But for me, that's not as an enjoyable game, especially when I'm going for victory points. When I feel like maybe if you captured 3 bases, I'd feel more like I won the game than if I just captured 15 victory points.
Yeah.
So gameplay to me is not the strong suit of it. I've played too many card games like this, so I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Not only did you just steal my thunder a little bit, but I was incorrect on the last quarter category, because gameplay is also going to be, it is my least favorite of the 4 parts of this game. I like the, you know, certain aspects of it. The mechanics, there's just so many mechanics. And there's so much stuff on so many cards or whatever. For the first time, a new player playing it last night, you know, I mean, it's not like it's hard to grasp. Everything is on the cards. But whenever you get 4 bases and 3 people and everybody's playing on, I found myself a lot last night. I didn't care what was going on in 3 of the 4 bases. I was focusing in on one base. I had a strategy to try to thwart anything that might happen to me. But I had a game plan. I really didn't care what y'all were doing on the other 3 bases. I was just like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get first on this base and everything. And it's not like the rules are complicated. There's just so many things you've got to read and keep up with in this game.
Yeah.
And that makes the gameplay on this kind of heavy-handed and clunky. for me.
I agree.
You know. So I'm going to go, but still a good game. You know, don't get me wrong.
I played it a lot. It would a lot be easier because you would know what to expect.
I agree. We played it. I played it. We played it a couple times last night, but I've never played it before. Or whatever. Does it get easier?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you can start seeing patterns in the factions.
Okay. Well, for the 2 times I played it, that was not long enough for me to absorb enough of what everybody could do. I basically figured out what my dinosaur robot faction could do by the end of the 2 days.
You won.
I did got lucky and won. But the gameplay, clunky and heavy-handed to me. So I'm going to go, but not bad, 6-5 for me. Because I think they could streamline some of that stuff and make it a simpler game. And get rid of some of that clutter.
Defeats the purpose of the game, is to bring out more expansions. So streamlining it does not include adding more expansions.
Yes, because here's 10 factions is enough already, or how many you've got. It's like, it's like 4 more factions. That'll make it simpler.
Well, let me just tell you, time traveling ninjas, not successful.
I mean, you love you some ninjas because you played that guy all the time.
Ninjas are strong, but next time it's going to be something different.
Tell you who wins.
Ninjas, probably.
Ninjas may be cool, but I'll tell you who wins the game. The big King T-Rex. That is a game stopper. When you can whip out that 7.
Master Ninja to cut his throat.
7-point monster.
That was big.
Alright, so let's head into the last category, which is replayability.
Well, replayability, we were sort of stumbling right into it right there. That's what this game offers is you go, okay, well next time I'm ditching the time travelers and now I'm going to bring in the pirates, or now I'm going to bring in the samurais, or whatever there even is, I don't know. But so I think this is a game where as soon as you get done playing it, you go, okay, I thought that group was going to work, but now I'm going to try something different. So I think there's some good replayability here, just trying all the different factions. As we sort of pointed out before, the cards themselves are all pretty similar, so you're going to get kind of the same gameplay experience, but that little twist in each of the different races should be enough to make the replayability pretty strong on this one for at least 8 times through, or however many different factions there are in there. So I think that the replayability is kind of built into a game like this, which makes it strong, and for that reason I think it gets an 8.5 on replayability for me.
Replayability is a strong suit for the game. If you like the game, you'll want to replay it a lot and try to mix up the different factions together and see what you can come up with. Except tricksters. Nobody wants to play tricksters. But I think it probably gets, for me, it'll ride right in there at a 8 for replayability.
I think a lot of variety, which this game has got a lot of variety, that does not make for a lot of replayability wantonness, in myself or whatever. Because I'm going to be a Debbie Downer again.
Bring it.
Because it's not bad or anything, but I think the point of this is there is variety in the army building or whatever. But and I would play it again. I would be interested in playing again. Not a lot, but the good thing about it is it's a pretty quick playing game.
Yeah.
So even though I was having trouble keeping up with a lot of the stuff or some of the stuff, it's not like I had to keep up with it for very long. The game lasts about 35, 40 minutes once you get rolling and everything. But I think that the more I play this game, and the less I use the same exact armies again, and maybe grew more accustomed to it, I'd have to learn 2 whole new armies and keep up with multiple stuff. Like, oh god, you got a dump truck with a Pillsbury Doughboy on the back of it. What could that possibly mean? Never seen that before. In every game, I feel like I would have to do what I did last night, concentrate on a small portion of it that I can control and keep up with it and become accustomed to, and not worry about the full vision of the game. Because And I play games, but I can't keep up with all that. It's a lot to keep up with. And that would make me not want to play this game as much, because the games I want to replay a lot and enjoy are the ones that I've got full comprehension. And I understand.
This is one of the most enjoyable games you played last night, out of all the games you played.
I said the ones we're going to review today, I liked it better than one of the other ones.
Worse.
Yeah, I would definitely play this game again, but like I said, I have a feeling that the confusion and not being able to keep up with everything going on, I don't think that's something that's going to go away.
Hard. Basically what he's saying.
It's not math. It's words on there, but it's 1,000 of them.
Reading is fundamental.
I think I would have the same trouble keeping up with everything next time I play. So I'm going to go 7 on replayability. I enjoyed the game, but there was just so much stuff that wasn't great about it, you know.
Gotcha.
So,
all right. So there you
go. All over the board this week.
Yeah, it was kind of a one end to the other. And so we'll put our tallied score right there, and we might as well throw in different factions. There's a faction, there's a faction, there's a faction, there's a faction. All different factions.
Ninja faction right here, of course. I'm going to say that.
Why wouldn't you be with board game backup?
All right, there you go. That's Smash Up, and we have
going to be right
a couple of the expansions which we didn't really go into, but they're pretty much the same. And so until next week when we review a different game, we'll see you back here on the Board Game Batcave.
Thanks for watching.